There's perfectly loyal Bolsheviks. There is a good reason, after all. Who created the Red Army?
Trotsky.
Not Stalin. You agree? Yes?
Yeah, it was Trotsky. But fortunately for them, Trotsky never actually mobilized the potential support he could have.
Rather lost his chances, you mean?
Yeah, he could have on several occasions. Because he had quite a lot of support amongst people in the party and people outside the party.
Yeah.
Rather than the party bureaucracy, which is what Stalin had.
Yes, I think that's perfectly true. Now tell me some more.
メアリー・ブラウニングはグラスゴー大学で1年間フランス語とロシア語を学んだ後、クイーンズカレッジに移ってきました。ここでは2年生に籍を置き、近代および中世言語学科のピーター・スクワイヤーズ博士の下でソビエトについて勉強しています。
Well, he certainly had some Oriental characteristics. And what would you describe them as being insofar as they're related to Stalin?
Ruthlessness.
Ruthlessness, certainly, yes.
大変なエリート主義の大学です。大学側は女子学生の数を増やしたり、私立のエリート校出身者だけでなく普通の公立の学校の出身者も取るようにしていますが、エリート主義は根強く残っています。みんなはここの指導陣や授業内容が全て他の大学より高いレベルにあると思っているようですが、とんでもない。程度の低い授業も随分あります。
デビッド・ターシュも他からの移籍組です。オックスフォード大学からケンブリッジに移ってきました。デビッドは今法学部の2年生です。オックスフォードでは科学を学んでいましたが、大きく方向転換しました。ルームメイトとの2人部屋には電話も取り付けられています。
Hello, Mr. Hill. How are you? Yes, I really want to ring you up and thank you very much indeed for all this bump your secretary sent me. It's fantastic. It's very good indeed. There's something I'd like to ask you actually, because I was talking to my brother last night.
ケンブリッジ大学の各カレッジ対抗の討論会が迫っています。デビッドはクイーンズカレッジの代表です。討論会のテーマは私立学校の是非について。デビッドは昔通っていたパブリックスクールの校長先生に電話をして知恵を借りようとしているところです。
Is that something I shouldn't mention though?
A past master like you, David. There should be no problem.
本番前、ルームメイトのマーチン・フェルドマンを相手に最後の仕上げです。デビッドは私立学校を肯定する立場から意見を述べます。
The idea. Three themes.
Who are the people on the other side?
I don't know.
Who's speaking first?
I don't know. I haven't a clue who they are at all. I don't know at all. I actually haven't told you, have I?
You haven't.
Right.
It's my questions that are worrying you, isn't it?
No, I'm not clear. I'm not mentally clear. Argument. Number one is to establish the fact that it is completely impossible to get equality of opportunity.
同じ日の夕方、メアリーは核兵器廃絶を呼びかける集会の準備に追われていました。メアリーたちのグループは一般市民と手を結び、草の根の反核運動を推し進めています。
The point is, my thing here is original. I hope. This is what is the crux.
会場には私立学校に反感を抱いている人も大勢やってきます。よほどうまいスピーチをしなければ聴衆の共感を得ることはできません。
Is that I want to attack. Actually, I don't know if it is different.
Well, this is it.
Anyway, I want to attack. I want to attack the idea that the sole criterion for good education is academic success. That is the key message. I want to hit it.
But isn't that academic success very necessary today?
No, it's a complete misconception. You see, this is what has gone absolutely wrong with education in Britain, is the idea that academic success is the only thing that matters.
Yes,
and it's fundamentally not, because you see what's around education and what happens when you get into the big wide world and you do a job. This is the point.
Yes, but the problem is there's a finite number of places at universities for an infinite number of students. Now, no better solution No better
because
system
we've got
has
the
been
wrong. Yes, we have.
prearranged.
We've got we had it in Oxford and Cambridge, and we lost it. That's the whole point of the thing is to cope with
But
this.
if you look at the talents that
No,
exist in
because
Oxford and
basically,
Cambridge,
look what is Oxford and Cambridge setting out to do? Oxford and Cambridge are setting out, hopefully,
to create the best.
the best
David,
of
to
what?
see
What
the
is
best of the
what is
academic
best?
world, the best of the sporting world,
right,
the theatrical world.
Right.
Right, go on.
Sporting, academic, theatrical.
Yeah.
Now, how are you going to have those all coming in here, right?
Go on.
When basically you're having such a stringent entrance criterion on academics that all they're going to be able to do to get in is to nog away in the libraries. They'll never be able to get
Yeah,
in
but
unless
one
they're
simple
boring
answer.
swats.
核兵器反対を訴える歌が流れる中、メアリーとケンブリッジ核廃絶運動のメンバーは徹夜集会に入りました。巡航ミサイルの装備を進めているとみられるイギリス空軍への抗議が目的です。
Perhaps the most important issue this evening is Laura Chapman Jury going to be there.
You come along.
You know how I feel about her.
I know.
Of course I'll be there.
I don't know what you see in her at all.
David, thank goodness we don't think the same way about our women.
Well, we did, Sarah.
Do I respond to that or not?
No, she's incredibly attractive, you know.
Well, she was.
She still is.
Well, that's debatable. You want me to kneel?
デビッドのルームメイトマーチン・フェルドマンはウィットウォーターズランド大学を卒業した後、改めてケンブリッジに入学しました。そしてクイーンズ・カレッジでの最終学年を迎えています。
How many times do you think you've done this now?
Too many.
間もなく本番です。デビッドの両親も息子の晴れ舞台を見るために90キロ離れたロンドンから駆けつけました。父親のターシュ氏はケンブリッジ大学のクレアカレッジで学生時代を過ごしました。ターシュ夫人の手にはプログラムと一緒に新しいワイシャツが見えます。後で息子に渡すのでしょう。ケンブリッジの学生たちは成績がいいだけでは社会に出て通用しないことをよく知っています。もし政治家を目指すのだったらこのような討論会や弁論大会は注目を集めたり人脈を広げたりする絶好のチャンスです。こういうところでスピーチの腕を磨き、今社会の第一線で活躍している先輩も大勢います。デビッドにとっても今夜は大切な夜です。会場に来ている各界の名士たちに名前でも覚えてもらえれば締めたものです。
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 10th debate of term. Before we begin, I have a few announcements to make. First of all, I'd remind you that tomorrow night we have 3 live bands in the cellar, including, I'm informed, Gigglestick and the Love Truncheons. So I hope that you'll all go along to that. And we now move to the main business before the House. The motion is that private schools have no place in the long-term future of education in Britain. Mr. Jeremy Oppenheim will propose. Very much for his speech, and with equal pleasure call Mr. Andrew Loney, Magdalen College Secretary and Birthday Boy, to oppose the motion.
Mr. President, sir, ladies and gentlemen, Thank you for that kind introduction. I thought I may be asked to wear a birthday suit when I arrived, so I must be thankful for small mercies. If there's anything that we do agree on both sides of the House, I think, and throughout the chamber,
発言者は8名、カレッジの代表が6名と、ウェストミンスタースクールの校長、それに全国教員組合の副会長です。
I went to a private school largely because my parents had the money. Not that private schools are not selective. The very term private means restricted access for certain persons only.
I recognise that many members here tonight will have been themselves educated in private schools. All I can ask
8人の発言者のうち4人が私立学校を肯定する立場から、残りの4人は否定する立場から発言します。そして全員の発言が終わったところで、肯定組否定組のどちらかに軍配が上がるのです。デビッドは肯定組です。さあ、デビッド・ターシュの番です。彼の発言は6番目、なかなか難しい順番です。前の発言者たちの話に触れながら、臨機応変にスピーチを組み立て直さなければならないからです。
And now it's with great pleasure that I call Mr. David Tarsh of Queen's College to speak sixth and against the motion.
The most important thing when you're in the education of a child and his performance at school is the background of his parents. If he's got parents who are keen and dedicated to the well-being of the child's education, then that child will almost certainly do well regardless of what school he is in. Now, I want to put it to people like Mr. Moxon that it is quite impossible to abolish private education. We can't abolish private education because we believe in certain freedoms. We believe in the freedoms to choose an education for our children. We believe in freedoms to educate our children in conformity with our religious beliefs, and we believe in freedoms to spend our money, if we have that much money, on our children's education if we so desire. And what those parents would do is they would simply employ tutors, they would simply send their children abroad to school, or they would move into the neighbourhood where the best schools were. So what I want to put across to you is that abolition is simply not on. Now, the misconception is that the sole criterion for a good education is academic success. And I think that we're suffering very strongly from that in Cambridge. You see, what happens in Cambridge is that we have to be terribly bright to get in. We have to be very hard-working to pass the exams, and when we're here we have to be very hard-working. And what suffers are the extracurricular activities, the quality of speaking in the union. Just think, if we didn't have to work quite so hard, the standard of speaking would be much higher. Now, there's one other great thing that I see that is a benefit in private schooling, and that is the opportunity and scope for innovation and pioneering. The private schools are innovating, they are helping the education system in Britain to grow, they are helping the pursuit of excellence, not simply in academics, but right across the board. And this is where I see the whole benefit in private schools. And therefore, honourable members, this is the reason why I think we should vote on this side of the motion. We should encourage the innovation, and please, will you oppose the motion?
society is really, really bad.
学生クラブはどのカレッジを取ってみてもひどいものばかりです。学生たちは政治家ごっこに夢中で、まるで世界を治めてるような顔をしています。本当は何も分かっちゃいないのに最低です。しかもその政治家ごっこがそのまま社会に通用するなんて甘い考えを持っていて、まるで世間知らずのお坊ちゃんです。討論会の軍配はデビッドたち私立学校を肯定するグループの側に上がりました。就職に有利に働く人脈はこのようなレセプションの場で培われていきます。 寮に帰ってシャワーを浴びればこんなところで一晩過ごしたなんて思われないわ。それから授業に出て小論文を書き直すの。題は確か1905年の第一次ロシア革命について。一晩中ベッドでぐっすり眠ってたような顔をしてね。
徹夜の集会を終えたメアリーは仲間の学生と一緒にカレッジに戻ってきました。クイーンズカレッジではほとんどの学生が寮の2人部屋に住んでいます。女子寮はなく、女子学生も男子学生と同じ寮に部屋を割り当てられています。このままベッドに横になりたいところですが、そうはいきません。今日は週に一度のスーパービジョン、つまり少人数授業の日なのです。しっかり予習をしていかないと指導教官に睨まれることになります。壁にはレーニンのポスター。いかにもソビエト社会を研究する学生の部屋といった感じです。
And Dr. Square would not be terribly amused.
Would you sleep all the way through the supervision?
I can't. I'll have to translate things into Russian.
Let him do the talking.
But every so often he says, right, translate that. And I never can anyway, but I'll not be any good at it today. Every so often he does rant though about nothing in particular. Writing things on the back of pictures and Stalin and the likes. I mean, it's all terribly right-wing and everything, and you've got to be very anti absolutely anything just because it's called Soviet Union. Stuff like that. You just sit there not knowing what to say, going, aye, fine. I don't know. He's a loony, he really is. Milk.
シャワーを浴びた後、付け焼き場の予習をしてメアリーはスーパービジョンに向かいます。
Yes, Mary, at the beginning of the next paragraph, the words between inverted commas present no difficulty because they're the same words as English. You agree? All right? But what about the two adjectives that precede them? Either as regards the meaning. Claire?
Does prenuptiality mean something to do with constrained, restrained?
Of course it does. Yes.
スーパービジョンは単に教えるだけではなく、学生たちに専門分野の研究の進め方などについてもきめ細かく指導するケンブリッジ独自のシステムです。一度に数人の学生しか教えられないため、相当な数の教官が必要となります。スーパービジョンを支えるのはカレッジの特別研究員たちです。特別研究員は自らも研究を進めながら学生の指導も行います。特別研究員の顔ぶれはまだ大学院を卒業して間もない若い研究者からベテランの教授まで実に多彩です。研究員たちは時々こうして一緒に昼食をとりながら情報を交換します。学生の生活全般にわたって指導をする学生指導教師も研究員の中から選ばれます。
1980年に初めてこのカレッジが男女共学になった時、学生指導教師は問題が起きるのではと気をもめました。でも例えばホモセクシャルの問題などは以前からあったわけですし、女子学生が入ったからといってどうということはありません。私はスーパービジョンで学生を教えるのを楽しみにしています。スーパービジョンではこちらが一方的に教えるのではなく、学生に問題提起をさせ、それについて一緒に考えていくようにしています。
ナオミ・シーガル博士はクイーンズカレッジの女性研究員第1号です。このカレッジが共学になる少し前にやってきて、言語学の研究をしながら学生の指導に当たっています。